The stash is going to be back, y'all. Don't worry. The stash is going to be back. All right. All right. We're just getting started with a little bit of, mm, mm, little bit of Carl Thomas emotional. Y'all know how you are. You know how you are when you've been heartbroken. I feel like your world is going down. So we're going to dive deep into this today, y'all. I am so excited. I'm so excited. Oh. Try again. Yes. All right, come on in. I'm just letting y'all come in. Come on in, talk to me. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? City and state. Go ahead and drop it in. Don't worry, I'm here with you. Hey, Davita. Hey, Patrick. Mo Better White. Holyfield can help you. Hey there. Come on in. Talk to me. It's good to see everybody today. A little Carl Thomas just to get us going here. Oh, no, no. We're not breaking dishes over here. Jay said we're going to be breaking dishes. No, we don't break dishes when we have heartbreak. That's why we need to have this talk today, okay? Some of y'all go way buck wild crazy. Hello, Cleveland's in the house. Hey, Chris. Good to see you, brother. Hey, Smooth Breeze is in the building. Thank you coming in, coming in. Come on in, y'all. Talk to me. Good to see everybody. All right, we're going in. Y'all ready? All right, let's phase that out. Let's go ahead and get started. Look, we got a lot to cover tonight, so I don't want to waste any of your time. We got some great tips and some great topics, some great things I want to share. So look, y'all better get ready because I'm coming all in today. We are going all in today. I'm not playing with y'all today. This is one of those messages I know you need. I know that you are in spaces and have been in spaces where your heart has been damaged. Your heart has been damaged. Your trust in people has been frayed. Have had situations where it's caused you to be lonely and have a loss of self where you were feeling worse than death. And then many times you felt worse than death because the person was still living. That's right. Heartbreak can sometimes be worse than death because at least in death, you know the person's gone. You don't have to see them anymore. They don't pop up in your timeline. Heartbreak can leave you in this space where you are heartbroken because that person is still. It's still possible that you could see them, bump into them, have situations with them. So today, we are talking about healing after heartbreak, healing after heartbreak. I know it's traumatic. And even as I play Carl Thomas emotional, I know sometimes it can feel that way where you're all in your emotions. Anybody been in your emotions before? Where you are deep down, deep dark in your emotions, feeling that thing. Well, let me just acknowledge this one thing, okay? Number one, thank you. Olga's here. Thank you, Urban Life. They're amazing photographers on today, by the way, y'all. My homegirl, Olga, y'all check her out. It is so vital to say this one thing before I get started. All right. For those of you joining in for the first time, today we're going deep. But I want to say this. I wore my blue hat for healing today. All right. Blue is for healing. Y'all will know what I'm going into. Red will be for dating. Okay. We'll talk about what yellow mean, cautionary tales. But blue is always for healing. So if you see me with my blue hat on, that's because we're going to be talking about something to heal your soul. So today is a day of healing. All right. We are healing heartbreak on this talk tonight. But I got to start with this. I got to start with this before we go too deep. I got to say this. Heartbreak is traumatic. All right. I got to say that openly and honestly. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about you having heartbreak. Don't let anybody make you feel bad because it is traumatic. Okay. Heartbreak is traumatic. The loss of what you hoped for, what you wanted, what you set yourself up for, the expectations, all of this is traumatic. All right. Y'all know about this hat. Y'all would know about this hat. Um, Most people think you could just move on and it's a matter of time and it will just be over. Most people feel like they can just say it will be over. Give me a year. That's what one of my clients told me, Thomas. Thomas said, I just need a year, Byron, and I'll be all right. I just need a year and I'll be all right. Well, guess what? Bad feelings don't just run their course. It's not sleeping off a hangover, okay? Heartbreak is not a hangover. Somebody needs to write that down. Heartbreak is not a hangover. It's not something that you can simply sleep off. It's not something that you can wait out. You can't take a Tylenol for heartbreak. You can't take enough drugs. You can't take enough alcohol for heartbreak. Heartbreak is something that you have to deal with. Heartbreak is not a hangover. People can die from a broken heart. Brokenheartedness is literally attached to your biological and neurological functions. There are people that have died from a heartbreak. So why am I talking about this tonight? Because enough of my clients hit me up and they're in this zone. And I need to make sure that none of you are losing your life, losing your mind, losing your money, or losing your freedom. Some of y'all who go buck wild when you lose your mind and your heart is broken. I want to make sure that you are in a space tonight where you begin the process of healing. So I'm going to give you 6 things. I'm going to give you 6 things to get healed. We're going to do a few things, all right? We're going to do a few things tonight. I'm going to do a giveaway. We're going to take questions. So put your questions in the box. Make sure to put your questions in the box. And let me go ahead and do my housekeeping. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I see Swainsboro, Georgia. We got Ethiopia in the house. Thank you, Ethiopia. All right, first time Ethiopia. Thank you. We are going to talk deep today, so I want to make sure you grab a friend, grab a homegirl, grab your homeboy who needs to hear this, who has been complaining about having a broken heart. The people that have been complaining that they have not been in spaces where they could get healed. They stopped believing in love. You need to get them on right now. I got a few people doing watch parties, so come on, share it now with the people who need this. All right. I'm going to give you a second. But in the meantime, for those who are coming in for the first time, I'm Byron Jamal. I'm a love and success coach. What I do is help ordinary people find extraordinary love. I help people overcome the issues in their heart, the issues in their mind, and the issues in their life. So as you're tuning in, know that this is what I do on a daily basis. I have clients that sign up, whether they're single, divorced, or they're in relationships, and I help them overcome the love challenges in their life. So today, I'm not just talking as a random person, some celebrity or influencer. I'm talking as a former pastor turned love coach who has expertise in this thing, and I'm giving you real and relevant tools today, stuff that is I've trained for and I lived through to help you get out of the places that hurt you most. All right, is that enough? Will you listen now? Let's go. All right, let me go back and say this. Drop the questions in the Q&A when you have them. I'm gonna take them at the end. So I want you to talk. I want you to talk to me. I want you to talk to each other. I want you to have conversations. This is a love community. This is safe space. You are okay. I had somebody that told me earlier they didn't want to post because they were shy. But look, you can't be shy and get healed. All right, you can't be shy and get healed. You gotta be open with wanting your healing. Today you're on because you want healing. So let me celebrate my former winners of our giveaway last time. To Todd Tyler, to Heather, and to Cecilia McIntosh, all the winners of our last giveaway, the last time we were on last Tuesday. Congratulations. Let's start. Giving you 6 pieces to restoring a broken heart today. 6 pieces to restoring a broken heart. Let me just pray for a second for you. for your mind, for your heart, because I feel like this is one of those, this is blue hat day. So we gotta do this right. We gotta approach this right. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you that you are opening hearts and minds, that you are preparing the ground right now for healing to begin and be made whole. I thank you that you are capable, that you are able to do exceeding and abundant above all we ask or think. You are the God of all creation. You're the God of love. You created us in love. You made us in love. You made us to love and to receive love. So today, being the God of love, help us to heal in spaces that allow us to open up more to love, that allow us to receive love in more abundance. We thank you for overpowering love. We thank you for powerful love. We thank you for sufficient love. We thank you for zealous love. We thank you for ardent love. We thank you for full love, for fulfilling love today. And we thank you for the healing that is complete. Leave no scars, leave no baggage today, Father. Thank you for what you're starting and for the work that will be done. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. And for those of you who are on with us, thank you again for tuning in. Yes, I pray, because we pray on Love Talk Live. I told you that on the last one. If you don't pray about love, love is spiritual. So if you don't pray about love, then how are you even having that conversation if you don't pray, if it's spiritual, right? We talked about that last time. And don't let anybody talk love to you who does not pray. We talked about that too. So that's just a few tips from last time. All right. All right. We're diving in. Number one, those of you who are on for the first time, if you're following and you're free and you're not driving, I just ask that you go ahead and type the quotes or the points for somebody who's tuning in so that they can go back and get it. All right. So when I say point number one, you put point number one and what the point is. This is how we communicate. This is how we know you're active and that you're a part of it. So point number one, how to get your healing. The 6 pieces to restoring a broken heart. Piece number one that you need is to accept that it's over. Yeah. Look, there's a reason why it ended. There's a reason why it ended. And many people that I counsel and I coach are in spaces where they can't even accept that it's over. They're in this cycle of denial that it actually ended. And even though it hurt, and even though it was bad, and even though people are discouraged and literally in pain thinking about it, they still can't accept that it's over. Hey, Kevin, good to see you, brother. Can't accept that it's over. Fantasizing that it might come back together. Fantasizing that they might come back. Fantasizing that there might be amends. Fantasizing. Look, the only time a fantasy is good is when it's with your dreams based on purpose and it's in a movie. Fantasy in your love life is never a good thing. Look, you risk deeper hurt and more disappointment the longer you live in fantasy mode, not able to accept that it's over. So stop fantasizing. Accept that the end has come. Accept that the end is here. And if you so happen to have the opportunity to go back to someone because you separated for a while, you decided to re-engage, let that be what it is. Let it be organic, but accept the overness when it's over now. Accept the overness. If you said it's over, let it be. Let it be. Let it be over. Look, this is when to accept it. This is when you need someone. You need someone to guide you into that, to have the honest conversations, to say it out loud. Sometimes you got to hear yourself say it's over. Sometimes you got to hear yourself say they're not coming back. Sometimes you got to hear yourself say that this is not going to be re-engaged. Sometimes you got to hear yourself say this is done. It's done. It's been done, and now it's really done. Sometimes you need to be in spaces and places where you hear yourself openly say that it is over. So you got to accept it. You got to accept, my word, the overness. It's over. Boo, it's over. It's not coming back. 9 times out of 10, it's not coming back. If it happens to, God bless, but 9 times out of 10, over is over. So number one, is to accept it. All right. Number two, this is big. Stick with this. Got 6 of these. Number 2, grieve it. Don't mourn it. Grieve it. Don't mourn it. Grieving is the natural process through which we learn new things. You can grieve that you didn't get a promotion, and you can go back and do your job, and you can figure out what didn't align to allow you to get the promotion. You can grieve getting second in the race, because then you can learn how to prepare stronger and better for the second time. But if you're in mourning, mourning is completely different. Mourning is you in a perpetual place of remorse, where you're in regret, where you're living with what you should have done better, what you could have done better, what you should have decided on, the time that you wasted, the energy that you wasted. You're in mourning. See, there is no life in mourning. There's life in grieving, because you're trying to rediscover your life. You're trying to rediscover what you did wrong. You're trying to rediscover the path. But in mourning, you are sitting in ashes. You are sitting in death. You are sitting in destruction. If your house is like your house burned down and you're sitting Indian style where the ashes are, that's mourning. Yes, grieving is looking at the ashes and saying, what can I do to make sure that this doesn't happen again? So we want to be grieving. We don't want to be mourning. We don't want to be stuck in places where we're sitting in ashes of yesterday. You don't want to be sitting in the ashes of yesterday. You don't want to be sitting in the pain of yesterday. You don't want to be sitting in the regret of yesterday. You don't want to be sitting in the pain of yesterday. If you're going to be in yesterday, it should be the lesson of yesterday. Come on, because the lesson has life. The pain has death. The lesson has life. The sorrow has death. The pain, the lesson has life. The remorse and the guilt and the shame has death. So if you're tuning in and you're listening to this, you need to hear that you should grieve it, but don't mourn it. Don't sit in the ashes of the thing that you lost. Don't sit in the ashes of the thing that you lost, the person that you lost, the relationship that you lost. Don't sit in the ashes. Whew, somebody needed that. Don't sit in the ashes of what was burnt down and was destroyed. Don't sit in the ashes of what you lost. So you grieve it, but don't mourn it. I just need to let that simmer just for 2 seconds. Ashe on that. You grieve it, you don't mourn it. Number 3, after you have accepted that it's over, and after you've grieved it and not mourned it, now don't forget your power. I felt good when I said that, just right there. Somebody's going to quicken on that for that. Right there. Don't forget your power. You were made to handle difficult situations. Need I remind you about the time you were born and you grew up with difficult situations? You've gone through complicated challenges. You've endured some hardships and overcome some hurdles. You have been through some fire already. Long before that man or that woman ever entered your life, you had dealt with some things and come out on the other side. You have learned your strength. You have learned that you can overcome. You have learned that you have the ability to survive when other people are falling off. You have learned from trials and tribulations that you aren't weak. You have learned. Don't let heartbreak cause you to forget your power. You were born in adversity. You've gone through enough tough things. You've survived lies. You've overcome illnesses and disease. You survived homelessness and financial trouble. You have dealt with weight issues. You've dealt with people talking behind your back. You have dealt with family drama. You have dealt with all kinds of things in your life. Don't forget your power. Don't forget what you've overcome. Don't forget how good you are at overcoming. Don't forget that you are able to get through hard times. Don't forget it. I don't know why I'm stuck right here, but don't forget it. If I could encourage your heart today to remember something, don't forget your power. Can you just say this? If you're able to type, I want you to type this. I'm still here. I just want you to type that wherever you are. I'm still here. I'm still here. Yes, you're still here. See, you got to remind yourself sometime that you're still here, that you still got power, that you still got your mind, that you still got your body. You might have lost somebody in your bed, but you still got your blessings. You are still here. You are still present. You are still accounted for. You are still in the number. You are still here. You're still here. After they're gone, you're still here. After they're gone, your purpose is still here. After they're gone, your blessings are still aligned. After they're gone, your family's still here. Come on. You got to start celebrating what's still here. You're still here. Olga said life is still happening. You're still here. Look, sometimes you forget that you're still here because of how you're broken, how bad it feels. It could almost feel like because you've lost some of yourself, that you're really not here. For those of you who are in a broken state right now, it can be hard because it can feel like the person that you know you should be, that is whole, that is complete, that has their full mind, that isn't emotional, that isn't popping off at every little thing, that can trust again, that has faith again, that can love with their whole heart. That person that you feel like, where is that person? I want to give you a Japanese philosophy. It's from Zen masters, Buddhist masters. And it was started way back in the Shogun era. And these Zen masters developed a process to restore broken vessels. This ruler, he had broken his favorite ceramic mug. And it was sitting all over the floor, and he sent it off to China to get it fixed. And they sent it back with staples in the ceramic mug to try to put it together. And this ruler said, no. This looks terrible. How are you going to put these staples everywhere? Because the staples are now a foreign object to the brokenness that's already there. Some of y'all got staples in your heart. You are stapled up with drugs. You're stapled up with alcohol. You are stapled up with sex. You are stapled up with overeating. You are stapled up with staying in the house all day, even with no corona. You are stapled up with being antisocial and sitting in your ashes. But this Japanese ruler, he said, there's got to be another way. Find another way to put this thing back together so I can use it again. And so they came up with this process called Kensugi. Look it up, Kensugi. Ken meaning golden, sugi meaning joinery. It literally means gold being fused to put it back together. That's right. They would take a lacquer that was infused with gold, and they would spread it over the cracks and put the pieces back together. And so the lacquer would keep it from leaking. But it was golden. And so even though it was broken, it still looked more expensive. Stay with me. It still looked more expensive than before it had been fractured. Your problem is not that you're broken. It's you want to define how you get put back together. It's all right to show that you've been broken. It's okay to show that you've been fractured. As long as you put it back with some golden pieces, as long as you put a golden lacquer to connect the brokenness back together, you will understand. Because what it says when it did that, it said it has no attempt to hide the damage. It wants it in full view. And what it's showing is that the fault lines are beautiful. Some of y'all think your brokenness is baggage, when really your brokenness is a blessing, because it's your opportunity to learn from something, to make you deeper and wiser, to make you shrewder, to let you have more discernment, more insight and foresight. It gives you opportunity to see things at a deeper and more profound level. Sometimes you need to be broken in order to walk with more power and authority in your life. Your brokenness is your blessing. And so all of you are trying to hide your brokenness and mask your brokenness, I'm here today to encourage you that your brokenness is your blessing. This is why you got to not forget your power. This is why you can't forget your power. This is why you cannot forget your power. This is why in all of your getting, you need to understand that you are powerful even with your fractured self. You are still powerful with your broken self. You're heartbroken, and yet you're powerful. Somebody just write that. I'm powerful in my broken state. I don't know. I need to shout on that right there. I'm powerful in my broken state. There's a blessing right there to say that. I am powerful in my broken state. I haven't lost my power just because I broke it. You can break me, but I'm still blessed. You can break me and I won't get bitter because I know my blessing is in the brokenness. I'm still blessed in the broken state. I'm still blessed in my broken state. So don't forget your power. Point 3. Number 4, celebrate your good days. Remember that in this moment, in this divine moment of being able, in this divine moment of being able to know yourself and see yourself, you got to celebrate the good days. You got to celebrate the moments that are good in your life. Every day is not a bad day, even when your heart's been broken. Every day is not a bad day, even when your heart has been broken. There are still some birthdays that you will have joy in. There are still some movies that you will find joy in. There are still some moments that you will find joy in. You got to celebrate the good days. I told my client this the other day. that there's two things you can do in brokenness. You can kick around your pieces, or you can celebrate that the pieces still remain. Let me say that again. You can kick around your broken pieces, or you can celebrate that the pieces still remain. If the pieces remain, the potential remains for the pieces to get put back together. Somebody need to hear that. If the pieces remain, the potential remains for the pieces to get put back together. The worst thing you can say here is that I can't love again, because the pieces remain. The worst thing you can say here is I'll never find love again, because the pieces remain. The worst thing you can say is that love is not possible for me anymore, because the pieces remain. As long as the pieces remain, the hope remains. And your faith in the potential of love should remain as well. How's that feel? How's that feel to say? How's that feel to hear? How's that feel? I do that with my clients all the time. How's that feel to hear it? To hear it said out loud, to hear that it's okay to feel what you feel, to hear me say that you don't have to worry about what you're going through because the pieces remain. If the pieces remain, you say, but Byron, you don't know how damaged it was. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad it was. The pieces remain. The pieces remain enough for them to get put back together again. I got to remind you that your life is still in the hand of the master potter. That your life, your love journey is still in the hands of the master designer. That if the Japanese could put together this process of putting back together broken pieces to put pots and mugs and clay jars together, then what could God do in your life? What is God capable of doing in your life if the Japanese can do it? Oh, y'all hear my fan? Good. Yeah, I got my fan right here. Got hot up in here. Y'all making me preach today. I love it. No, my baby was turning on the fan for me, and I was looking at him earlier. So don't allow yourself to stop celebrating the good days. So what's number one, y'all? Number one is accepting that it's over. Number two is grieving it and not mourning it. Number three is not forgetting your power. Number four is celebrating good days. Number five. I'm not going to say it's the most important, because each one of these is important, but it's very essential that I say it this way. Let go. Number five, 2 words. Let go. Let's dive into it. Love wants you to heal so that you can move forward in your life. Brokenness keeps people, we talked about earlier, sitting in their ashes. So you're stuck in a space between your past and your present. But love wants you to focus on present and future. But you can't move into future broken, because broken people aren't mobile. Broken people are stagnant. Broken people are unable to move into new things because they have too many broken pieces for new spaces. See, it's easy to leave something that's broken in the spot that it broke. Because when you leave it in the spot that it broke, you don't have to worry about cleaning it up. You can say, oh, that's the room where that thing broke, and I'm going to leave it right in that room. Right? But the problem is, because you still want that thing, because you still want love and it's broken over there, you go back in the room where the brokenness occurred. And so now it's moving yourself into a space where you can let go. What are you letting go of? Here's a few things you need to let go of. Let go of the stuff. You need to change your sheets. You need to change your mattress. You need to get rid of all the clothes. You need to remove any of the gifts. I know it's hard. I know some of the stuff you were attached to. If they got you a car, take it back to the dealership. Whatever it is that reminds you of them, you got to let it go. How can you expect God to put something new in your life when you're holding on to old things? How can you expect brand new blessings when you're holding on to old brokenness? How can you expect new memories that are joyful when you are holding on to painful items? Yeah, remove their pictures. Push them in, your air fryer. If every time you use that air fryer, Davida, if every time you use that air fryer and it reminds you of them, then you got to move it. Especially if a man's trying to come in your house and be in your house, he doesn't need to feel your energy every time you use that air fryer. Come on. Davida over here talking about her air fryer. But Olga over here talking about what if he gave you implants. That's a whole nother level we would have to talk about how you psychologically are aligned with those implants, okay? But it is so true. Another thing you need to let go of, speaking. Why are you talking? Why are you still talking? You need to set clear boundaries, agreed upon form. Even if you're living in the same space, you need to have agreed upon boundaries to say, this is how much we'll be talking. This is what we will be talking about, and nothing else. All right? We're not going to have cutesy talk. We're not going to have that talk that brought us back into old feelings and old emotions. We're going to cut off the talking. 30 days or more. 30 days or more. You got to cut it off. And even if you're deciding whether or not you'll be friends again, you still need to cut it off in the meantime. Another thing to cut off. Social media. Stop following them. Stop following their posts. Stop following their feed. Stop checking up on what they're doing. Stop checking up on who they're with. Why aren't they your friends still? Why is your ex your friend? Well, we cool. Okay. You can be cool without social media. What do you need from them on social media right now? What is it about their feed that's so attractive to you? What about their social media do you have to follow up with? What pictures do you need to see? What comments do you need to make? What likes do you need to put on their photo comments? If you with somebody and they are constantly posting likes on their ex's thing, and even if they're friends, we're going to have a talk. Where is your heart? Where is your mind? Some of y'all post more likes on your ex's stuff than you do on your current stuff. Because you don't know how to move on. And finally, let go of rebounds. Rebounds. All those rebound brothers and sisters. Every single one of your rebound brothers and sisters, let them go. Let them go. Give them the freedom to move on. Give them the freedom to go on. You don't need any rebounds in a season where you're healing. You don't need anybody mentally or emotionally infused into your healing process who is not a friend, a counselor, or a family member who is in it. Okay? Let it go. Let it go. Sever the tie. Tell your rebound now is not the time. Tell the rebound they got to bounce. Okay? Because this is not the time for rebounds when you are healing. Period. So let it go. Number 5. Number 6, reconnect. This is our last one. Reconnect. Reconnect. Reconnect to the things that you love. Reconnect to the things you love doing. Reconnect to the things that bring you joy. Reconnect to the things that bring you peace. Reconnect to the purpose in your life. Reconnect to the assignment on your life. Reconnect to love music. I had one client that told me he couldn't even listen to love music because it made him feel bad. It reminded him of love. And I would say, well, that's what you want to remember. Reconnect to it. Start playing your Luther Vandross. Play your 90s and your 80s love music. Start playing things that make you feel what love is. Redirect and reconnect. Redirect your energy away from what you lost and reconnect with what is essential for where you're going. I can't impress upon you enough the importance of reconnecting to the things that bring you joy. If you connect to something that brings you joy, it only augments the amount of joy that you have in your life. The more you have of something, the more you attract of it. The more wealth you have, the more wealth you attract. The more joy you have, the more joy you attract. The more peace you have, the more peace you attract. It just so happens that when you are peaceful, you happen to attract peaceful people. It just so happens that when you're loving, you happen to attract loving people. It just so happens that when you don't like drama, you attract people who don't like drama. So you need to start putting in your cycle, in your vortex, the things that are most necessary for where you want to go. Amen. Put it in your circle. Put it in your vortex. Everything that you want. Explore new things. Try new things. Thank y'all for taking the time to go through these 6 things. Our 6 things, again, for those coming in, accept that it's over. Grieve it and don't mourn it. Don't forget your power. Number 3. Ooh, that one right there. Don't forget your power. Celebrate, number 4, your good days, the good moments that are still happening. Number 5, let go. See ya. Come on. And number 6, reconnect. Reconnect, redirect, and reconnect. These 6 things, I promise you, if you do these, healing will come swiftly to your life. Swiftly to your life. But you got to do them all. You can't get stuck on any one. And they literally are steps. They are pieces one after the other. That if you do them in this order, you will find that you more swiftly move to healing in your life. Again, let me say this to all of you. If the pieces are there, stop mourning that they're broken and stop celebrating that the pieces are still present. Because as long as the pieces are here, they can be put back together. As long as the pieces remain, they can be put back together. That gives me hope. I don't know about you, but deep when I was in a traumatic experience in a relationship, a very traumatic relationship, very traumatic. It was abusive, physically, mentally, emotionally. And in that moment, I learned these 6 things. As I was trying to find healing, I was trying to date again and I couldn't date because dating felt like I was waiting to be hurt again. I was waiting for another piece of my heart to chip off because somebody else let me down. You don't want to live like that. You don't want to go into a relationship like that. You don't want to be in a relationship like that. You want to be whole when you come into somebody's life. You want to be complete when you come into somebody's life. You want to be as whole as possible, or at least having that golden lacquer put you back together. Come on. I didn't say perfect. I didn't say perfect. I said whole. I didn't say with no flaws. I said whole. I didn't say you might have some fault lines, but you're whole. You're healed. And that's the point of our talk today. Is that it doesn't matter if you got puncture wounds and fractures and you've been broken here and there and you've got a little pain over here and a little brokenness over here. Guess what? None of that matters. What matters is that you learn how to put it back together. So all of my love heroes out there who are in the process of being put back together, I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay the path and believe that you are able to be whole again. Don't give up your faith. Stay in it and keep doing the work. Look, I want to take a question or two before we jump off. I got one or two that are here, so I want to take them. Is it possible to let go too quick? Olga says, is it possible to let go too quick? I think anything is possible if you are not aware of what you need and what you want. A lot of people get stuck in letting go too fast. A lot of people get stuck in letting go too fast. Let me tell you why you let go too fast. Because pain doesn't let you, when you're already hurting, any pain hurts a lot more. Let me say that again. When you're already hurting, any pain hurts a lot more. Somebody who's not doing much to hurt you, if you're already hurting, it will feel like they're doing a lot more than they're doing. I want you to let that sink in. It could be they're not as bad as you think they are. It could be that you're as bad as you don't know you are. You're in as more pain than you realize. And so if you go to a friend and normally you pat them on the back, hey buddy, how you doing? And then one day their back is hurting and you say, hey buddy, how you doing? And you pat them on the back. They're like, oh, right? But just the other day you could pat them on the back and they would be fine. But today they got an attitude because you patted them on the back. It could have less to do with them and more to do with you. So get your healing. And in that healing space, you're able to walk out more of your journey. So it says, what if it's me doing things and they're not a communicator? If they're not communicating that you're doing things that are hurting them, if they're not communicating the pain, everybody communicates pain. Let me just say that again. Everyone communicates pain. They communicate it in many ways. They communicate it verbally and non-verbally. Some people are amazing communicators non-verbally. And learning to speak a non-verbal language is just as important as speaking verbally. Look, everybody's not going to give you every word. Sometimes you got to be a master of people's actions. If somebody was mute and you were in a relationship with them, practice being in a relationship and acting like somebody's mute. If you can learn them without them saying a word, you have truly learned them. I know you want to have great communication, but honestly, you got to learn how to read people too, because a relationship is not just verbal; it's nonverbal. It's both and. You got to learn both. You got to learn how to speak and how to listen, but you also got to learn how to watch. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. My issue is I think the person should understand all this, and I feel emotionally. You know what, Summer? Let me say this to you, to all of you who are listening as we're closing out. To assume that somebody should, right, is and not. I don't want you to take this wrong. I'm not beating up on you, but it's arrogance. To assume that someone should anything is arrogance. Unless you've had the clearest of conversations with them and made it crystal clear what you expect and what you need. But any variant on that, it requires a new conversation, a new expectation that you would be clear all over again. with what it is and what is needed. All right. Um, is it healthy for one to want their ex to miss them? No, no, no. That's not healthy at all. That is not healthy at all. I'm gonna tell you why that's not healthy. Because you are living in that fantasy that we talked in point one. Accept it and let it go. All right. I'm gonna put together point one and point five. Accept it and let it go. That is not healthy at all. All right. Let me give you this. I'm gonna do this for you today for all of you who tuned in until midnight tonight. Every single thing in my store is 20% off. Everything until midnight is 20%. Every book, every t-shirt, every button, every mug, everything is 20% off. I'm doing that for those of you who tuned in. You're the only ones who know about it. It will be gone after midnight Eastern Standard Time. So get it while it's hot. That's my giveaway tonight. I want all of you to get as many love resources as you can. And also, for those of you who don't know, my new book is somewhere. It's right here. It's got the first book with me on it. I'm a little excited about that. He kind of cute, ain't it? He kind of cute. Anyway, 7 Steps to Ultimate Self-Love. This brother right here has been through it. He knows what it's like to go from suicide to stability. And I'm teaching you how in these conversations healing. So if you want this book, I would go and get this. If this hits you today, if this conversation hits you, I would go and get this now while it's 20% off. I would go ahead and pre-order this now so that you can get the 7 Steps to Ultimate Self-Love. Self-love is what's going to help you heal. It's going to help it be the thing that helps you get to the next level. And if you get the book, then I have a 4-week course that's going to be along with this book. If you order the book early on, then I'll give you a discount on that course that'll be coming up. So I want all of you to go ahead and get that. For those of you who want to give something to a friend, a book on love, the affirmations book on self-love, I want you to go ahead and whatever you need. It's all available. I don't tell people what to get. I tell you to go look and see what connects with your spirit and your soul. I will keep saying this until the day I die. I know this is my thing to say. Don't listen to anyone about love who does not pray, who is not tapped in, tied in, tuned into the Spirit of God, because love is a spirit. Love is not what you feel in your groins. Love is a spirit. It is not what you feeling right here. Love is a spirit. And you have got to learn how to divide spirit and truth. And you got to listen to people that help you do that as well. So if you listen to people that ain't talking about God, ain't talking about God, ain't talking about the Spirit of God, ain't talking about how God moves and transcends, because somebody will give you a carnal answer that gives you a very naturally bad end. But somebody can say a spiritual thing that overrides a natural thing that gives you power beyond yourself. And thank my baby for putting my web address on. Go to byronjamal.com. And to everyone who doesn't know, go to byronjamal.com, subscribe, like me on YouTube. If you don't follow me on YouTube, y'all. And know that I love you. Know that you deserve amazing love. And know that for all of you on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, know that I'm here for you. I still have my coaching sessions for those of you who need it. I can take a few more people. A lot of people have been signing up recently, and so I'm filling up as the end of the year comes. But I got a few more spots left for those of you who are in need of real help with topics like this. Don't be ashamed of getting help. If you are trying to lose weight, you go get help, right? If you got credit issues, you go get help. So go get the help you need at byronjamal.com. Sign up. Free 15-minute consultation will determine if I'm a good fit, and I will make sure to be there for you. I have healing hands. For those top notch said I have nice hands. Thank you. My hands are healing hands. I've always had these. My mom has always said I had nice hands. And the devil tried to mess them up on the back, got scarred up real good. But the front is unscathed because when I touch something and I lay hands on it, and I've known this since I was a pastor, I got healing hands. So this is why I do the work I do as a healer, to help you get healed from the things in your life. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being concerned about your love journey. Thank you for caring enough about your heart that you tuned in today, that you listened, and that you got these 7 things. Our next topic I'm deciding, so drop in my inbox or my DMs and let me know what you would want to hear next week. And the reason why I did this one is because people told me what they wanted to hear. So drop in, let me know what you would want to hear next week, and I'll put it together. And if it fits, then I will make sure to do it. For all of you who are out there and in need of more love, seek the love within, because self-love is your greatest love story. Be blessed, be encouraged, and be inspired, and be led by the Spirit in your love walk. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's keep this love vibe going. Let's let this love community grow each day. I thank y'all. Many blessings. I just want to stay on to the end. I like y'all. Y'all are cool. All right. For those of you who are on Facebook, I'll be on with my brother in just a moment. You'll see me post it. Brother Hakeem. We're going to be looking at some of his videos together live. So I'll be doing that at 10:10. Until then, be blessed, and I'll see y'all then.